After Shakitta's father was shot and killed, she could not shake the feeling that her stepfather, Carlton, set up his murder. Carlton agreed to come on my show and take a lie detector test, and even though Shakitta had suspicions, she was not prepared for the results.
He was on the side of his house, getting out of his car, and he was shot and killed by supposedly a carjacker, but that's not what happened. My stepfather, he set this up. He had my father murdered.
And why do you believe that Carlton had something to do with your father's death?
Because my mother had left him recently, about 6 months ago. He was cheating on her, and she found out about it. She found condoms in his car. She left him. He and my mother, they're talking, and she was like, yeah, well, you know, I'm back with Keita's dad, and that's what it's gonna be. You know, you've been wrong all this time. It's over between us. And he was like, I ain't about to swallow that. I'm gonna put that in a box. Those were his exact words. I'm gonna put that in a box. And my mama was like, what? Well, that was about 4 o'clock. I got off work at 7. It's when I got a call from my mom. And she's like, you need to go and check on your dad. I'm like, why? What's wrong? She's like, well, I just got off the phone with him, and he was breathing all hard, all heavy and everything. Something wrong with him. Maybe he having a heart attack or something. You need to go check on him. So I called my father immediately. I'm like, Pops, what's going on? He was like, I've been shot. I was like, what? Like, I thought I was hearing things. I was like, what? He was like, I've been shot. They shot my windows out. I said, who? He said, I have no idea. I'm like, oh my God, I bust out crying, and I'm like, hold on, Daddy, I'm calling the ambulance. He kept saying, hurry up, I'm so tired. And I could just hear him breathing all hard and stuff. And I hung up with him, and I called Carlton immediately because I knew. Thank you. I said, why you do this to my daddy? He was like, I didn't shoot your daddy. Well, who said my daddy got shot?
Your father was able to draw his own gun and shoot the man that shot him.
Mm-hmm.
So that person is in police custody, right?
Yes.
And now the police, they're not questioning Carlton because they feel they have the shooter, that there's no reason to look any further.
I'm begging the police to look at Carlton.
So you think Carlton's going to fail this lie detector test
I'm pretty
today?
sure of it, Steve.
And you would like to then to go to the police and say, hey, I was on the Steve Wilkos Show, this guy failed.
Yes.
I want you to look at this guy.
Yes.
You know I'll never do anything to hurt you.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you. You told
I love you.
You told my daddy you was gonna kill him.
I
Now
raised
he
you.
dead.
I made accusations that I didn't mean.
You did that. You
I
did
didn't
it.
mean
Why don't you just go on and admit it so I can live my life?
And we asked you, before Quentin was shot, did you know he would be shot? And you answered no. Did you participate in any way in the shooting of Quentin? You answered no. Do you know who actually shot Quentin? And you answered no. And the results for your lie detector test, the results came back the same for each question, and they came back that you, Carlton, did not tell the truth.
I did tell the truth.
I knew it!
Oh, no.
My whole family looking at me like I'm crazy.
I wouldn't even came here if I was
not
lying.
even the police.
Oh, man.
You going to jail.
I ain't did nothing.
You going to jail.
That guy that's sitting in jail, if he is connected
He not
with
connected
Carlton,
to me in no
if
way.
he is, and when he's facing some serious time, that guy, as sure as hell, is going to start singing. I hope they talk to this guy in jail more.
It's bull.
And if you did have something to do with it,
I ain't have nothing to do with it.
I hope you get what's
Shut up.
happening.
You just wasted Steve's time.
Thanks
Be
for being on the
quiet.
show. I hope it all works
I'm
out.
so happy.
Now, Shakitta is joining us virtually to give us an update on the events that took place after the show. Shakitta, what's your reaction to watching those clips again?
I can't even describe how I feel because it's like I brought him there not to find out if he had done it or not. I already knew the answers. I brought him there to prove to my family that he was involved in having my father murdered in cold blood. Even though I knew what the results were going to be, I had been hoping and just praying that I was wrong. But when you said that he had failed for knowing all the information that he knew about my father being murdered, I was shocked. Like, it was the first time I had heard it. I was shocked, and I just wanted to hurt him. And I knew that you would expose him for the cold blood killer that he is.
Have you spoken to him since coming on the show?
Well, I don't keep in touch with Carlton. I've kind of really cut him off. Christmas Eve, got hit by a car, and he tried to check on me, called my husband, tried to, find out if I was okay and all of that. But my husband told him, don't try to go up there and see her. He tried to come to the hospital. And my husband told him, no, don't bother me, leave me alone. And I told my husband, I'm glad you told him not to bother me because I want nothing to do with it.
How about your family? How did they react to Carlton failing the lie detector test?
Now, that's where the surprise came in, because I figured since my family hadn't previously believed me, that they would definitely rally to my side now that you exposed him. But it was like half and half. Like, half of my family believed me and rallied around me with love and support. But then the other half, they just got angry at me for exposing him, basically, because they've chosen him over me. I mean, it's really a stab to my heart and a betrayal. I end up losing a lot of family members, but I've gained friends, people I didn't even know until the show aired. Everyone that I lost in my family member, I regained.
Now, I'm told the jury had to watch your episode at trial. Tell me about that.
So his lawyer tried to use the show as part of his defense, claiming that, oh, well, if she's taking this man Carlton on the Steve Wilkos Show and pointing the finger at him, then how can my client, be guilty of his murder? She's pointing the finger at this guy, not my client. But then our lawyers, had them view certain parts of the video, the taping of the show, and they were able to see for themselves that I was accusing Carlton of sending his client to do what he had done.
Right.
I wasn't accusing Carlton. I was accusing Carlton of sending the defendant.
You were accusing Carlton of being involved, not the actual murder itself.
Yes, I wasn't accusing him of pulling the trigger. I know he didn't pull the trigger. He doesn't have the heart to do something like that. He's a coward deep down inside. But he does have the means, a couple of dollars, to pay someone to do his dirty bids and deeds for him.
Did the police ever question Carlton?
After the show aired, and I guess they got maybe some bad publicity for not questioning him, then they were forced to go and at least knock on his door and ask him if he had done it. To my knowledge, he said no, and that was it.
No. Oh, it's too bad. And
yeah.
Do you feel that coming on the show helped you at all?
I know coming on the show helped me because, like I said, got rid of people out of my circle who didn't love me like I loved them. Also exposed Carlton for the kind of person that he is. And also it gave me a peace of mind and vindication, really, Steve. Vindication.
Well, I'm glad there was some measure of justice for your father. At least the person who actually did the deed is never going to see freedom, so that's good. And I'm just happy that the show was able to provide you with something. Losing your father in the way you did, that's a tough thing to overcome. So I'm glad that we were able to give you some peace and to show the people in your family you weren't like making something up. So I wish you all the luck moving forward, and I just hope happiness for your future.
Thank you very much, Steve. I appreciate you so very much.